Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to talk about something that looks very small, but it can completely change the direction of your life. It is a simple rule. It is a quiet rule. Many of the most disciplined, strong, and successful people in the world follow this rule every day. The rule is this: do not tell everyone your plans. Look at the world around you. Most people do the exact opposite. The moment they get a new idea, the moment they see a new dream in their mind, or set a new goal, they cannot stay quiet. They immediately start talking about it. They open their mouth, and they let all the energy out. They tell their friends at a cafe. They tell their family during dinner. They tell their coworkers in the office. They post it on Instagram. They share it on TikTok. They announce it everywhere to the whole universe. They say things like, "I am going to change my life completely. I am going to build a big business. I will go to the gym every day and get a perfect body. I will become rich. I will learn English in 3 months. I will change everything." They speak with big smiles. They speak with loud voices. But what they do not realize is something very dark and very powerful. Every time you talk about your plans too early, you weaken them. Why? Because the world is full of noise. The world is full of opinions. The world is full of distractions. And the moment you expose your beautiful young dream to everyone, something dangerous begins to happen. Your focus becomes weaker. Your energy becomes scattered. Your confidence begins to shake. Your dream slowly loses its blood, its soul, and its power. But the people who truly change their lives understand a different rule. They do not talk too much. They do not make big announcements. They work. They improve quietly in the dark. They build their future step by step in absolute silence. And one day their success becomes so loud, so big, and so undeniable that no explanation is needed. Today, in this video, I want to share some powerful truths with you. These truths can protect your dreams. They can protect your focus. They can protect your future self. If you truly understand these lessons today, you will start moving differently. You will think differently. You will work differently. And slowly, quietly, powerfully, you will begin building a life that most people only talk about. So listen very carefully. Turn off your distractions. Because sometimes the strongest people in the room are not the loudest ones. Sometimes the strongest people are the ones working silently in the corner while everyone else is busy talking. And remember, as you listen to this video in very simple English, you are also improving your language skills naturally. If you want to grow your English and your mindset together, don't forget to subscribe to our channel right now. Let's begin. Let me tell you a story about a young man named Leo. Leo was 26 years old. He lived in a small, old apartment in a crowded city. Leo was tired of being ordinary. He was tired of having no money, and he was tired of his boring job at a local grocery store. One Sunday evening, Leo sat on his bed. He looked at his small room, and suddenly a fire woke up inside his heart. He said to himself, "No more. I cannot live like this anymore. I have a great plan. I will start an online clothing brand. I will work every night. I will wake up at 5 a.m. every morning. I will become a successful businessman." Leo was so excited. His heart was beating fast. He felt a massive wave of energy. He felt like a hero in a movie. He could not sleep because the idea was so beautiful. He wanted the world to know about his new identity. The next morning, Leo went to work at the grocery store. During the lunch break, he sat with his coworkers, Kevin and Marcus. Leo could not keep the secret inside. He leaned forward, his eyes bright, and said, Guys, listen to me. I am leaving this store soon. I am starting my own online business. I am going to design clothes, build a website, and make thousands of dollars. This year, everything changes for me." Kevin and Marcus looked at him. Kevin smiled and said, "Wow, Leo, that sounds amazing. You are going to be a boss. That is big news." Marcus nodded and said, "Yes, man, you are smart. You can do it." In that moment, Leo felt a beautiful sensation. He felt proud. He felt important. He felt like he was already a successful businessman. He walked back to his work with his head held high. That evening, Leo came home at 6 p.m. He sat at his table. He opened his notebook to start designing the clothes. But something was strange. The intense fire he felt on Sunday night was gone. The heavy energy was missing. He felt a bit tired. His mind said, "Well, Kevin and Marcus already know I am a businessman. Everyone thinks I am doing great. Maybe I don't need to work hard tonight. I can watch a movie and start tomorrow." Leo closed his notebook. He did not work that night. He did not wake up at 5 a.m. the next morning. Days passed, then weeks. Every time he saw Kevin and Marcus, they asked, "Hey Leo, how is the business?" And Leo always gave excuses. "Oh, I am waiting for the right manufacturer. I am fixing the website details." But the truth was simple. Leo had done nothing. He had only talked. He wasted the sacred energy of his goal on a 15-minute conversation during a lunch break. He destroyed his future before it even had a chance to begin. Why did Leo fail? Was he lazy? Was he a bad person? No. Leo was a victim of a biological trap inside the human brain. You see, the human brain is an ancient organ. It is very complex, but in some ways, it is very simple. The brain cannot always tell the chemical difference between talking about a goal and achieving a goal. When you get a new idea, your brain creates a vision of the future. You see yourself rich, or fit, or speaking fluent English. This vision creates an intense emotional excitement. Now, if you stay silent and go to work, that excitement turns into discipline. It turns into raw physical energy. You use that energy to suffer, to study, to lift weights, or to write code. But when you take that excitement and immediately tell another person, a dangerous chemical reaction happens. When you tell your friend, "I am going to start a diet tomorrow," your friend looks at you and says, "Wow, good for you. You are so disciplined." When your friend praises you, your brain receives a massive dose of a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is the reward chemical. It makes you feel happy, satisfied, and relaxed. Your brain feels the pleasure of success right now. The brain thinks, "Ah, our friend is praising us. That means we already completed the goal. We are already successful." The brain releases the psychological reward before you have actually done the hard work. You get the identity of a hard-working person without lifting a single finger. And this is where the tragedy begins. Once your brain receives this cheap, fake satisfaction through talking, its hunger disappears. The biological urgency leaves your body. Your motivation drops to zero. The next morning, when the alarm clock rings at 5 a.m., the reality hits you. Waking up early is cold. It is painful. It is lonely. The brain says, "Why should we do this hard work? We already got the praise yesterday when we told our friends, let's stay in bed." This is exactly why so many people start big but finish absolutely nothing. They are addicted to the initial excitement of the idea, but they hate the silent routine of execution. They celebrate the blueprint instead of building the stone wall. They want the applause before the sweat. But the people who truly achieve greatness understand a different psychological law. They protect their excitement like a treasure. They know that excitement is like gasoline. If you put gasoline in a car and turn on the engine, the car moves forward. But if you pour the gasoline on the ground and light a match, it just burns up in a big flash of smoke and leaves nothing but black ash. Endless talking is pouring your gasoline on the ground for a short, beautiful flash of attention. The silent worker does not waste their gasoline. They save every single drop for action. When they decide to learn English, they do not post a picture of their new textbook on social media with the caption, "New journey begins." No, they invisible. Invisible. They close their door. They sit down in the quiet hours of the night when the world is sleeping. They struggle with the pronunciation. They repeat the words. They memorize the verbs. They do not ask for validation. They do not look for likes. They do not want people to say, "Wow, you are so smart." They understand that the only validation that matters is the real result. They grow in the shadows, step by step, millimeter by millimeter. And while the rest of the world is busy announcing what they are going to do, the silent worker is actually doing it. Remember this rule down in your heart. Talking about your goals gives you temporary satisfaction, but working on your goals gives you permanent results. Learn to control the initial fire. Keep it inside your chest. Let it burn your laziness, not your silence. Let us move to a deeper, darker part of human psychology: jealousy. When you decide to change your life, when you say, "I want to be better, I want to leave this low level, I want to build a masterpiece out of my future," you think that everyone around you will smile and clap. You think your friends and family will be happy because they love you. But psychology teaches us a very sad truth about human nature. Not everyone around you wants to see you rise. Even the people who look like your friends can feel a secret, cold discomfort when you start chasing big goals. Why? Is it because they hate you? No. It is because your ambition acts like a mirror, a clear, sharp mirror. When they look at your discipline, when they see your hunger, it reminds them of their own failures. It reminds them of the dreams they abandoned long ago. It reminds them of the risks they were too afraid to take. It reminds them of the comfortable, lazy lives they are living. Your light makes their darkness visible. Your progress shows their stagnation. And because most people do not have the courage to improve themselves, they choose an easier psychological path. They try to pull you back down to their level. If you stay small, they feel safe. If you stay broke, they feel comfortable. If you stay in the same ordinary place, they can remain your friends without feeling inferior. Sometimes people attack your dreams directly with harsh words. They see your plan and say, "Oh, come on, that is too difficult. You should be more realistic. People from our background don't build businesses. You don't have the money. You don't have the connection. Why don't you just get a stable job and live a safe life?" But many times, the attack is not direct. It is subtle. It is hidden behind a smile or a small laugh. Imagine you tell your friends, "I am practicing my English because I want to work for a global international company." The next day, you make a small mistake or speak with a heavy accent. Your friends laugh and say, "Hey, look, our big international manager made a mistake. Nice English, London boy." They say it is just a joke. They tell you not to be so sensitive. But it is not just a joke. It is a psychological weapon. They are planting tiny seeds of doubt in your mind. Belief is a very delicate thing in the beginning. Every great achievement in human history started with a fragile belief inside one person's heart. If you allow negative, jealous voices to touch that belief every day, the belief becomes weak. And when your belief becomes weak, your effort becomes weak. Your focus becomes scattered. Your courage disappears. And eventually, you give up. You stop trying. You sit back down in the ordinary valley with them, and they smile again because the danger is gone. You are safe and small once more. This is exactly why silence is your maximum protection. Silence is a powerful shield. When people do not know your plans, they cannot attack your dream. They cannot target your ambition because they cannot see it. They cannot plant doubt in your mind because they don't know what you are thinking. Your vision stays pure, isolated, and protected in the sanctuary of your silence. Follow the advice of wise elders. Protect your dream like a seed under the ground. The seed must stay in the dark dirt first. It needs to grow its roots deep where nobody can see them. Only when the roots are strong and thick can the tree break through the surface and face the storm. If you expose the young seed to the winter wind too early, it will die. Let us look at another dangerous trap: the opinion of the crowd. When your goal is new, it is like a tiny, fragile flame on a cold night. That small flame has the potential to grow into a massive, powerful fire that can warm your whole life and burn down your poverty. But in the beginning, even a small breath of wind can kill it. When you tell 10 different people about your plan, you do not receive only support. You receive 10 different opinions. You receive 10 different fears, 10 different confusions, and 10 different worldviews. Your uncle says, "Don't do that. Invest your money in land." Your friend says, "No, land is bad. Buy crypto." Your colleague says, "No, both are bad. Just save your cash in a bank." Your neighbor says, "You are too young for this." Another says, "You are too old to change." Suddenly, your mind becomes like a busy, noisy marketplace. It becomes crowded. It becomes chaotic. When you sit down to work, you are no longer alone with your vision. You hear the voices of 10 different people arguing inside your head. You stop hearing your own voice. You lose your intuition. You must understand a profound truth about human life. Not everyone sees the world the way you see it. Not everyone has your hunger. Not everyone has felt your specific pain. Not everyone has spent nights crying because they want a better future. Not everyone has your specific purpose. Therefore, they cannot see the picture that God has painted inside your soul. When people give you advice, they do not give it from your potential. They give it from their own limitations. They speak from their own past failures. They judge your bright future using their old, dusty past. If they tried something 10 years ago and failed, they will tell you that it is impossible for everyone. If you listen to too many opinions, you will begin to doubt something that was once 100% clear inside you. Think about how many thousands of beautiful dreams die every day because of this exact problem. Millions of people stay stuck in miserable lives for decades because they gave too much power to voices that were never meant to control their destiny. They had the energy to start. They had the talent. They had the money. But they asked the whole world for permission first, and the world said no. Silence is not just about keeping a secret. Silence is about mental hygiene. It is about keeping your inner sanctuary clean from other people's garbage. When you keep your plans private, you give yourself the sacred space to think deeply, to make mistakes privately, to learn without feeling public shame, and to adjust your direction without being judged by a crowd. A person who can think clearly in a quiet room without the contamination of outside noise is already 5 steps ahead of 90% of the population. Most people are not living from deep personal conviction, they are living from social pressure. They are like dry leaves in the wind, constantly changing direction because someone said something, constantly doubting themselves because someone laughed on social media. Do not live like a leaf. Live like a rock in the deep ocean, silent, heavy, and unbothered by the waves on the surface. Let us repeat a grand truth together, and I want you to read this truth with your heart. Your vision is your vision. It was placed in your heart, not in theirs. Your calling was given to you, not to the crowd. Your deep desires, your midnight thoughts, your private goals, the future version of yourself that you see when you close your eyes, these things belong exclusively to your personal journey. So why do you suffer when people don't understand you? Why do you feel hurt when your friends don't celebrate your ideas? It is a massive psychological mistake to expect a blind person to see a beautiful painting. People can only see from the level of their own awareness, their own mindset, and their own courage. If a person has spent their whole life living like a bird in a small cage, they will think that flying is a disease. If a person is comfortable with their limitations, they will think your desire for growth is a madness. And that is completely okay. You do not need to get angry at them. You do not need to argue with them or try to convince them for hours. It does not mean your vision is wrong. It simply means your vision was not given to their soul. It was given to yours. Think about a seed buried deep under the dark soil. If a person walks by the field and looks down, they see nothing but brown dirt. They might laugh and say, "There is nothing here. This field is empty and dead." But underground, out of sight, a revolution is happening. The shell of the seed is breaking. The roots are pushing deep into the wet earth to find water. Life is organizing itself. The process of creation is 100% real, even though it is completely invisible to the people standing above. Your life will have seasons like that. You will have a silent season. A season where you disappear from parties. A season where you stop posting on social media. A season where you spend your weekends studying or working alone in your room. The people around you will not understand. They will say, "Oh, he changed. He is strange now. He is antisocial. He is losing his mind." Let them talk. Let them think whatever they want. You do not need everyone to clap for your daily efforts. You do not need a crowd to validate your lonely hours. Real strength begins when you stop asking the world, "Do you believe in me?" And you look into the mirror and say, "I believe in what I am building," and that is enough. That is maturity. That is inner leadership. At some point in your life, you must become absolutely loyal to the future you were meant to build, not the life that makes your friends feel comfortable. This lesson is about wisdom. It is about the ancient strategy of concealing your intentions. To conceal your intentions means you stop feeling the childish need to show every card in your hand before the game even begins. You stop announcing every move before your feet touch the ground. You stop proving your value with cheap words. One of the greatest psychological weaknesses of modern humans is the addiction to being seen. People want the attention before the achievement. They want the applause before the sacrifice. They want everyone to admire their plan while there is zero proof of their work. But life does not reward empty intentions. Life only respects execution and consistency. When you reveal everything too early, you lose your mystery. you lose your power. A person who is always talking is easy to read, easy to predict, easy to influence, and easy to stop. They are transparent. But a person who knows how to move in silence becomes dangerous in the best way. They become impossible to block because nobody knows where they are going. Their energy is not leaking out through their mouth. It is being compressed and invested into direct action. Think about a professional architect. A wise architect does not stand in an empty, muddy field every morning, shouting to the neighbors about how beautiful the house will look next year. No, he stays quiet. He brings the bricks, he brings the cement, and he works day after day with his team. The walls rise slowly, layer by layer, in silence. And then, one day, the scaffolding is removed, and the crowd looks up and says, "Wow, when did this happen? It is magnificent." That is the power of silent execution. When you conceal your intentions, you also give yourself a beautiful, rare gift: the freedom to fail privately. Real growth is messy. It is full of mistakes. It is full of embarrassing moments and wrong turnings. If your journey is 100% public, every small failure becomes a source of public shame. You start to worry about appearances. You start doing things just to look strong to your audience. You force your progress instead of respecting the natural, slow process of growth. But when you are hidden, you are free. You are free to fail on Tuesday, learn the lesson on Wednesday, change your strategy on Thursday, and continue moving forward on Friday without anyone pointing a finger at you. Privacy protects your development phase. It gives you the safety of darkness until your character becomes strong enough to handle the bright light of public attention. Now, let us talk about the most precious resource you possess in your lifetime: focus. Without focus, talent is just a useless decoration. Without focus, even the biggest ambition becomes a scattered mist. Without focus, a great dream slowly dies like a plant without water. In our modern world, focus is under constant attack. A little notification on your phone pulls you away. A little critical comment from a stranger shakes your mind for 3 days. A little gossip in the office steals your mental capacity. And this is exactly why telling everyone your plans is a form of self-sabotage. The moment people know your goal, they enter your mental apartment without wiping their shoes. They leave their opinions, their questions, and their doubts on your clean table. Part of your brain is now occupied by their energy. When you sit down to work, you are not thinking about the task. You are thinking about what they said, how they looked, whether they are watching you, or how you can prove them wrong. This is a massive energy leak. A truly focused person keeps 100% of their energy pointed in one single direction, like a powerful laser beam. They do not stop to explain their path to every bypasser. They do not turn around to see who is clapping. They keep moving forward. Think about the nature of sunlight. If you stand outside on a summer day, the sunlight is spread everywhere across the city. It feels warm, it is nice, but it is gentle. But if you take a small magnifying glass and hold it over a dry leaf, you concentrate those scattered rays of light into one tiny, intense point. Within seconds, that single point becomes so hot that it burns right through the leaf. That is what focus does to your potential. It turns ordinary, scattered human efforts into a powerful, unstoppable momentum. It turns a simple dream into a solid, physical reality. Disciplined people often look quiet, almost cold from the outside. The crowd thinks they are lonely or arrogant. But they are not arrogant. They are just protective. They know that their future is too important to be sacrificed for a cheap conversation. They know that one careless discussion can disturb their peace of mind for a whole week. One toxic person can delay their progress for a month. One week of complete distraction can break a momentum that took months to build. So they become very selective. They protect their time, they protect their schedule, they protect their room, and they protect their inner world. Ask yourself this very raw, honest question today. What am I protecting more? My focus and my future, or other people's temporary opinions of me? Your answer to this question will tell you exactly where your life will be in 5 years. Let us come to the final, most satisfying rule of this philosophy. Let success speak for itself. In our modern society, everybody wants to look successful before they actually are successful. People lease expensive cars they cannot afford to impress people they do not like. They post fake luxury pictures on Instagram to look rich. They spend hours talking, explaining, and convincing the world of their future greatness. But let us be real. Words are incredibly cheap. Anyone can open their mouth and say, "I will do big things." Anyone can write a list of goals. Anyone can make big promises to their family. But life does not respect your promises. Life only respects your proof. And proof is born only from long hours of silent, lonely work. Think about two different men. The first man talks every single day. He stands at the coffee machine and says, "I am going to get a promotion. I am the best worker here. Watch me." He talks for 3 years, but his work stays average. The second man says nothing. He arrives 20 minutes early. He leaves 30 minutes late. He studies the systems. He improves his skills. He solves problems quietly, without looking for drama. After 3 years, the second man is promoted to director. The first man stays at the coffee machine, complaining that life is unfair. Who do you respect more? The answer is obvious. True respect from the world is never earned through excitement. It is earned through undeniable evidence. When people look at you and think you are just a simple, ordinary person with no big future, smile inside. It is a massive strategic advantage when people underestimate you. It means they are not watching you. It means they are not placing obstacles in your path. It means you are completely free to build your empire in the dark. Do not waste your breath trying to convince them that you are special. Do not argue with those who mock your current small position. Save your breath for your work. Save your steps for your mountain. Let your results do the talking. When you grow, when your bank account changes, when your body becomes strong and healthy, when you speak beautiful, fluent English without an effort, you will not need to stand on a table and shout, "Look at me." Your reality will do the shouting for you. Your presence will speak. Your lifestyle will speak. Your calm, confident eyes will tell the whole story without a single word. My dear friend, we have traveled through a long journey together in this video. We have dissected the human brain. We have explored the shadows of jealousy. We have understood the value of mental protection, and we have learned the power of silent execution. Now, the video is coming to an end. The screen will soon go black, and the choice will return entirely to your hands. You can close this app, walk away, and do what 99% of people do. You can find your friend, open your mouth, and say, "Wow, I watched a great video today. My life is going to change. I am starting a new plan tomorrow." You can waste the energy of this video on another cheap conversation. Or you can make a powerful adult decision today. You can choose the path of the silent warrior. You can take this fire inside your chest, lock it down in your heart, close your mouth, and go to work in absolute silence. You can start building your future step by step, hour by hour, day by day, without asking for anyone's permission or anyone's applause. Let us test your discipline right now. Let us see if you can take the first small step toward your new, silent life. Go down to the comment section of this video. Do not say a word to anyone in your house. Just go to the comments and write something in simple English. Do not worry about perfection. Write where you are from, or simply write these 4 powerful words. I choose the silence. Let that comment be your contract with your future self. Let it be a secret sign between you and the community of disciplines who watch this channel. If this message opened your eyes, if it broke the chains of your mouth, subscribe to us right now, turn on the bell notification, and join our circle of silent builders. We do not teach fake motivation here. We teach raw, psychological truth in simple English to grow your mind and your language together. Thank you for giving me your valuable time today. Go back to your room, close the door, protect your focus, conceal your intentions, and let your work speak for your soul. Remember our eternal command: progress, not perfection. I will see you in our next story. Stay strong, stay focused, and stay silent. Goodbye, my friend.